supporters have been pushed inside this particular, this hotel.
Amazingly, most Trinamool leaders have been silent, save for a couple of boilerplate placeholder statements that have just been made because of the huge media pressure, led, of course, now by India Today. But we managed to catch the Trinamool MP from Bashirat, which is the area that Sandeshkhali falls under in Bengal. Here's what Nusrat Jahan told India Today.
At this critical juncture, let's refrain from instigating or provoking others and instead unite to support the administration. The state government is tirelessly aiding the locals, and as an elected representative, as an MP of the area, I am maintaining regular communication with the authorities. Whatever is needful is being done. So it is very crucial that we all need to avoid politicizing the situation. And I believe my role is to quell the flames, not stoke them. So let's all come together and cooperate with the administration and allow them to perform their duties.
But the man right in the middle of all of this, viewer, is this guy. This man you see on your screen is Sheikh Shah Jahan. He's a Trinamool Zilla Parishad leader. He's the president of the Sandeshkhali Trinamool unit. He's a close aide of Bengal Minister Jyoti Preo Malik, very powerful guy. The reign of terror is allegedly his idea. Supporters of this man attacked Enforcement Directorate team on January the 5th, and he has been absconding, missing. Nobody knows where he is. Imagine that, since January the 5th, when that Enforcement Directorate happened. That was, of course, a separate issue altogether, but now this reign of terror at the hands of Sheikh Shah Jahan have come to the fore, but no justice has been done just yet. Nobody knows where he is yet. Forget about arrest. I want to go straight across now to Sandeshkhali in West Bengal, where India Today's Ritik Mondal is reporting. Ritik, have any arrests been made so far? Sheikh Shah Jahan is still absconding. The sort of customary statements have been made finally by Trinamool leaders, including Mamata Banerjee. But has any action been taken? These women have been complaining about this for days and weeks together.
Well, Shiv, be it the police or the ruling party Trinamool Congress, both they are maintaining silence about the whereabouts of this kingpin, the mastermind behind ED officials attack. One man back in Sandeshkhali, that is Sheikh Shah Jahan, the strong man for the party, is still absconding. Though one of his close aide has been arrested, a local BJP leader has also been arrested with several charges. But question still remains because locals, how they are alleging, and these are the women, we have their testimonies, and they were at the receiving end of their cruelty led by TMC leaders and his close aide. As per the Sheikh Shah Jahan is concerned, the local administrations, they are saying that he is still absconding, but at a time when this entire vicinity of Sandeshkhali, the beautiful part of the Bengal, is boiling, the local, particularly women, are stating in front of media, and particularly India Today, how they were subjected to crime, how they were subjected to heinous atrocities led by these leaders. And when they took the courage to lodge a complaint to the local administration, they refuse to take action. Having said that, amidst a situation when situation is seemingly that went out of hand, police took some initiative. A 10-member all-women special cop team has been formed to inquire, to investigate such allegations. Those are raised by local women. Now we have been told that in last couple of days, several women got the courage to narrate their stories and their horrifying stories to the police and the officials. There are several complaints have been related to their to atrocities to women have been narrated and to, lodged in front of the cops. But having said that, at a time when oppositions are alleging that there is absolute lawlessness in Sandeshkhali, there is no whereabouts of this, the main culprit, the main accused person, that is Sheikh Shah Jahan. Where is Sheikh Shah Jahan is question still remains in parts of, let me just leave you with this remark that in parts of Sandeshkhali, even today, that the prohibitory order under section 144 are still being imposed.
Okay, Ritik, thanks very much for getting us the latest on that. So, prohibitory orders still very much in force in Sandeshkhali. And joining us live now on India Today is Governor of West Bengal, Anando Bose, who visited Sandeshkhali recently. He had a chance to see for himself what was happening there. Governor, sir, welcome. Thank you for giving us your time and taking our questions. You were in the village of Sandeshkhali recently, sir. You met with the women who've been protesting, the ones who went on a rampage. The women even, apparently met with you, calling you their brother. What did they tell you in those conversations, and what did you see, sir?
I could see desperate women not knowing what to do, whom to contact. It is a frustration all around. What I heard was something which I should never have heard. What I saw was something which I do not like to see again. The honor of women were at stake. Forcible oppression of women, outraging their modesty, intimidating them, not only them, their family, their parents. It was certainly not a happy situation there. There is a fear psychosis all around. When I went there, I could see hundreds and hundreds of my sisters on the road. They were all wailing. They were looking for some support from somewhere. What they wanted was peace and justice. Shanti. That was a recurring word there. They were harassed, not once, but many times. This has been a recurrent action there. There is no law and order there. That was what they felt. And the situation was very gruesome. I was really touched by the emotional fervor which was there. They told me, all that we want is protection for our dignity, our honor. We don't want anything else. We want peace in society. We want harmony, which was there. Of late, we are under the control of the goons and the gangsters. This was a refrain that I heard everywhere.
Governor, do you think the measures taken by the Mamata Banerjee government have been enough? I'm asking you very objectively from what you saw on the ground, because Mamata Banerjee has said, some arrests have been made and justice will be done. Do you think the government has done enough and in a timely fashion, sir?
As governor, I am yet to arrive at my own judgment. This is not a blame game now.
Yeah.
Mine was not a fact-finding or a fault-finding exercise, but a fact-finding exercise. I have understood what happened there. As to who are the culprits, I had to make up my mind. I heard a lot of allegations against A, B, and C. I was also told that the state government is responsible for this. But before I, as governor, makes a judgment on that, I have to take into account the government's version also. I'm waiting for the government's report.
That is completely fair, Governor. I want to ask you about the man who is being accused of this reign of terror in Sandeshkhali. Sheikh Shah Jahan is his name. He's a local Trinamool leader. He's been absconding for 40 days, sir. His supporters, as you well know, had attacked the enforcement directorate team. Most people find it shocking that he is still missing. Shouldn't the government be focusing on getting him?
4 or 5 names were repeatedly mentioned by the victims to me. This particular name was given as a kingpin of the whole gangsters. But as a governor, I do not want to discuss criminals in this interaction. I will form my opinion, and in my confidential instruction to government, I will mention clearly who, according to me, is responsible and action against whom should be taken.
But, Governor, by virtue of being India's only current woman chief minister, in your view, should Mamata Banerjee have been more proactive, gone down to Sandeshkhali, met the women, and done more than she has so far, sir?
I leave it to her what course of action she would like to undertake. I will certainly insist on constitutional proprieties observed there. The rest is her field, her freedom. I do not want to enter into that. I expect action from the government, and action should be there.
Governor of West Bengal, Ananda Bose, thank you very much for taking my questions here on India Today. We will, of course, be following that investigation. Sandeshkhali, an obscure little village in West Bengal's North 24 Parganas, making national headlines. Who would have thought? But after simmering in the dark corners of the national media for days, it is finally, as you can see, a big national headline. It was my lead story today. The story is horrifying. Multiple women in the village have been alleging for months that local Trinamool Congress leaders have been orchestrating a campaign of rape, brutality, and abuse. The alleged kingpin of Sandeshkhali's reign of horror is Trinamool leader Sheikh Shah Jahan, who incredibly has been absconding since January the 5th, after the Enforcement Directorate separately began a crackdown against him. The traumatized women of Sandeshkhali were so enraged by lack of action, they did something that most would consider suicidal in rural Bengal. They marched against the ruling Trinamool strongmen. Armed with brooms and sticks, they attacked, vandalized and set fire to properties linked to Sheikh Shah Jahan and his aides Shiba Prasad Hazra and Uttam Sardar. It took this dangerous and desperate measure for the story to spread beyond the tiny confines of Sandeshkhali, and even then it took 5 whole days until the national media took note, and I count myself in that. Viewer, all stories of rape that manage to make it to the news headlines like this one make it because someone made it political. India sees an average of 30,000 rapes reported each year, but only those that either involve prominent persons or are politically inflammable ever reach a wide audience. If the accused belongs to a certain party, the issue invariably becomes a national story, thanks to the rival party in that case. In Sandeshkhali, for instance, it is the BJP that has pounced on the issue with all hands. With the national spotlight finally on the Bengal village, there will hopefully now be a full and fair investigation into the terrible allegations of rape and torture. But this isn't about the politicization of the alleged horror in Sandeshkhali. This is about the hypocrisy that it once again reveals in our politicians. In this case, Bengal's ruling Trinamool Congress. Mamata Banerjee, who has in the past very rightly displayed her anger and righteous indignation over rape allegations, had to practically be goaded into a reaction this time. Mamata Banerjee, India's only current woman chief minister, had only the usual placeholder comments to make. None of that famous Durga avatar that she is so famous for on display. A leader who has made it a point of remarkable and admirable principle to deploy women leaders on the local and national stage, suddenly a shadow of her former well-known self, all because the rape-accused leaders are from her party. Only an investigation and courts will decide what really happened in Sandeshkhali and the truth of the allegations made. And remember, even a BJP leader has been arrested in this case. But it has already become a blot on Mamata's party, the ruling party, because of how much she has literally made women power her calling card her entire life. What separates Mamata from other parties? It is the fist-shaking Didi that constantly reminds her enemies and friends how she is the brave custodian of women's safety. It is for this reason why the fires of Sandeshkhali burn a little angrier than they would anywhere else. Let's be clear. No party is off the hook where it comes to initially being soft on rape accused in their ranks. Whether it is the BJP on Kuldeep Sengar and Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, or the Congress on Mewaram Jain or Babulal Nagar, all parties instinctively see issues like these as my rape versus your rape. Let me repeat, no exceptions. But Mamata Banerjee is still different because of the higher standard on women power that she constantly professes for herself and her party. In Sandeshkhali, the main accused, Sheikh Shah Jahan, is amazingly still nowhere to be found. Think about that, viewer, for a moment. He's been absconding for over 40 days in Didi Raj. Mamata Banerjee, who never fails to revel in her public image as Durga, the angry, no-nonsense destroyer and protector, must know how Sandeshkhali seems to diminish her. In a country that has been infamous globally for the number of rapes it records each year, it's time for netas, parties and leaders to exorcise selective politics and response from women's safety. There must no longer be any my rape versus your rape.